Good evening. My name is Albert Gonzalez, and today I'll be talking about my quality of character, which is honesty. Throughout the PowerPoint, you will see 24 slides where I describe the definition of honesty and examples, the importance, how it applies to coaches, quotes, verses, poems, conclusion, and as well as this video. Let's get started. Also, introduction. Coaches usually lead and have this persona that they have to lead and always be honest with their athletes. I believe that's one of the greatest purposes as a coach, and that's what I will describe today in a thorough explanation. So, what is honesty? Everyone always asks what honesty is, what is defined. It is usually defined as fairness and straightforwardness of conduct. Some of the words that are very familiar with honesty are integrity, truthfulness, and verity. One of the examples that I've used on slide 5 is when Russell Westbrook, NBA player from the Houston Rockets, he said, and I quote, "I have no bad blood or nothing here in this city because they gave me all they had and I gave them all I had." That's a player that left his hometown, well, not hometown, but the team that he was drafted for from the first time, which is Oklahoma City Thunders. He played there for 11 years. He went back as a Houston Rocket, and there was nothing but love there. He was honest with the reporters. He could have badmouthed them, but he gave it his heart. He believed that being honest with himself, honest with the team, the fans, would bring out a better quality of himself as a leader. Another example is Jimmy Butler. He currently plays for Miami Heat, and he stated on LeBron James, who plays for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I quote, He is still the best all-around player in the league. He can literally play every position on the court and be elite at all of them." Usually, a person that is not honest in this situation would be ignorant because they feel like they're the best players in the NBA. Unlike Jimmy Butler, he shows respect where it's due, and he granted all his respect towards LeBron James and being the best player in the NBA, best all-around player in the NBA thus far. Why is being honest important? Well, there's 5 reasons why I think being honest is important. Number 1, I feel like honesty brings good health and happiness. Number 2, honesty helps establish peace of mind, which is very important in society now because people usually are dealing with a lot of cyberbullying and mental health issues. 3, society loves and respects those who are honest. 4, honesty helps promote goodwill around you. And 5, with honesty you help making the world a better place. I'm gonna break down each of these important facts that I've noticed and with a little bit more detail. So honesty brings good health and happiness. For me, I feel like you are in a good path. You could be someone who is happy and doesn't have to feel like they're not in a good state of mind just because they're not being honest with themselves and honest with others. You are free from worries of being caught in the act of dishonesty. You are free from being stressful. You're just in a happy place overall. I know that being honest is a stressful not being honest is a stressful life that leads to several diseases such as diabetes, and the portrait shows that in a sense. Honesty establishing peace of mind is just like meditating. Being honest with yourself, again, like I mentioned before, you're at ease with yourself. You're practicing honesty removes fears of all kinds to maintain a calmness and environment around you. It prohibits people from hindering your growth and performance. Society loves and respects those that are honest. One of the biggest things that I've seen in sports today, I realized that in sports you have to pay, I believe, $500 to exchange jerseys. This is formerly known in basketball. You have to pay $500 to exchange jerseys with your opponents. And I feel like those players who pay those $500 to exchange jerseys, like in the picture you have Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, although they're best friends, they still show each other that respect and are willing to pay that much money to exchange jerseys with other players. Honesty helps promoting goodwill around you. Making sure you surround yourself with good people, being able to provide for those and giving back to your culture specifically. You have those people that come from, for example, the Dominican Republic, who plays for the national Dominican Republic team in baseball, and just have that goodwill giving back to their community and state. With honesty, you help making the place a world a better place. This is really big because my biggest example is LeBron James. He created a school called I Promise, and it's basically giving back to his hometown of Akron, Ohio, where he created a school to promise those individuals that he will be the role model and make sure that everybody is educated and successful. On slide 13, you will see the picture of LeBron James in a uniform on the court and off the court with his people that he's helping in Akron. Applying honesty in coaching. As a coach, being honest with your athletes to become better and accepting critics and respect for you, helping them see where they cannot see it alone. I know for the picture that I portrayed was Coach Calipari with John Wall. Through his years of playing point guard at Kentucky, he was a little knucklehead, but he learned to understand who he was, and with the leadership and the honesty of his coach, he became a better player. Another example is Jason Kidd, a young coach, being honest with an individual who he saw potential in, being a great player in the NBA today, Giannis Antetokounmpo. It just gives that relationship between the coaches and players that makes the whole thing dynamic, which is beautiful to see. One of the quotes I've gotten through my research, and I know is big in society today, is by Benjamin Franklin. Honesty is the best policy. I feel like everybody should be able to communicate with people and be honest with them up front instead of hiding and trying to fit into the society that we live in today, because it's just so hard to be yourself at times just because you want to fit in with others, which is I don't really agree with. But that's why I feel like this quote itself is really crucial to the PowerPoint and to my belief of what honesty really means. Another quote that I've got was from Mo Issa. Honesty is the first step to truth, but just because you are honest doesn't mean you are truthful. Honesty can lead to the truth. It is like a pebble sent plunging down a deep fountainless well, and it all depends on how deep the well is. A quote that I got from the book by Lincoln Stroll and Beller on page 239 was, we have a moral obligation to follow our mission. We have the duty not to do harm. We have a moral obligation to honor our promises. This is the big thing that comes in with honesty. This is a poem that I have created myself. I feel like throughout the child revelations, I feel like this is what I believe in, and it's a little too long, so I don't want to waste time reading it to you guys. I would like for you guys to read it on your own and just interpret it, what it means to you, and let me know what you think. The biblical verse by Timothy 2:15. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly handles the world of truth. Basically, just being true to yourself, being able to accept who you are and who you want to be for somebody else. I have another verse I would like for you to look at and understand is, for we are taking pain to do what is right, not only in the eyes of the Lord, but also in the eyes of a man. I feel like that's a big verse, because not everyone knows that being someone that's honest could really take away from all the bad things that's going on in the world. I think that honesty, in my eyes, is the best way to live. Just like I said before, all the facts I mentioned before is just the best way for people to understand that you are being true. The words you're saying is not to hinder anyone, but to make sure they understand that you're being yourself to make somebody better. In conclusion, I appreciate you guys giving me the time to explain my quality of character, honesty, and I just hope you guys like my presentation. And I'm open for feedbacks. Any questions, please email me and I'll be glad to help and answer them. Thank you.